I didn't know what the plan was tonight. But anyway, Vickie and I taught together for a long time. We were on the same team. So I'm glad you're retiring, Vickie, because now we'll get to see each other a little bit more.
She told me to.
Well, we ate together about 3 months ago, and she said, I'm thinking about retiring. How do you know when? I thought, you're asking me? I am the one teacher who did not know when to retire. I had no idea. I just got sick and had to quit. I did not know I liked it, so I just kept going. So I've been thinking, how do you know when it's time to retire, Vickie? All right, so you got a lot of memories. Thinking about that. Do you remember when we had blackboards?
Oh, yes.
You remember when there were no police?
Oh,
The doors were not locked? I had a planning period that was a planning period, remember? We had just so many good things. But just because you had those memories, is that a reason to retire? I don't think so. Then I got to thinking, well, let's think about our teaching. Well, Vickie always told me, I want to know the most I can about what we do. And she always stuck with that. Better than I did sometimes.
I don't think so.
Yes, it was. And reading, she's taught reading in one group, 3 groups, individualized, every which way you can imagine. If you stick with this, if you teach at Fairlawn, you do it all. And so, and I remember reading Recovery, they asked, who will learn this? That was a big deal. Took a lot of work, didn't it? After school, she was the one teacher that did that at our school. And so she could come back and teach the individual children, and it was a wonderful program. They just ran out of money, so it was over. But here's the good thing. She learned how to test the children individually. So she knew that, and so when we had to do it, she could do it, and she could teach us. Then, I'm going to tell you one experience. There were so many. Lisa will remember this, I think. She was there at the time. When the children would enter the building, they all sat down in the hall. Well, that didn't work very well because they got out of control. So we got this message, I think, from Lisa, saying they're going to come to your rooms, and that was not a great deal because we did not like that at all, because that was a few minutes. You teachers know that you have a few minutes that you could get in there and get yourself together and talk to another teacher. Well, that was over. We had to start at 7:30. Well, I walked into her room one day, and I was amazed. She had 4 or 5 at the computer, 2 at the easel, 3 playing with turtles, some playing with, some reading, some writing, some doing math. Everybody was busy. Everybody was happy. So here's what I think. I'm going to do that too. Call Bill Kramer, come down here and help me fix these computers. He did. He tried to help me. And I tried to set my room up, and it was just chaos. It was like, I didn't get to paint yesterday. I didn't finish. Why is my painting not up there? How do you do this computer? It stopped. I got to have help here. Got to have help. It did not work for me, but for her, it reminded me of the book we were asked to read, what great teachers do differently. She did it. It was not something we could all copy, but she did it. So when you think about a teacher like that, is she ready to retire? No, I don't think so. So here's what I think is the time, Vickie. I think it's when there's a no button in you that quits working. Mine quit working entirely. And I didn't realize it. All up to this time of retirement, they ask you to do something, you say, yeah, I'll do it. No problem. I'll do my best at whatever you ask me. But you learn as you teach. You recognize when things come back the second time. You remember what works for you, and you begin to want to do those things. I'm going to give you 2 examples that I surprised myself by doing. and I think it's going to happen to her. One day, a guy, we always say they came from downtown. I don't know what downtown was, but they came in my room and said, I'm going to test all your children. Fine, he did. And then he met with me at lunch and told me what I did right and what I did wrong. And then he said, do you want to learn how to do this? I thought, oh my gosh, he's giving me a choice. Well, no.
No.
Put me down for no. I don't want to learn how to give any tests. I am a teacher. I want to teach. You can come in my room anytime you want to and test my kids, but don't ask me. Well, all of you know who lost that battle, don't you?
How do you spell retirement? E-A-L-M.
And then another occasion, Lisa will remember this because she was involved. Lori Mannion sent an email to all the first grade teachers and said, I'm thinking about doing one of these two things. Which one would you choose? It didn't take me 2 seconds. I wrote back, I don't really want to do any of it. I got a message really quick. I talked to Lisa, and she said, you're going to do this one. So I did. But that's when you begin to speak up a little bit. And I would go across to Vickie sometime and I'd say, Vickie, I'm thinking about saying this. Or I'm thinking about writing this. And she said, I wouldn't. But I had a good person to keep me right. Now, who does she have to go to? The person's not here, and I'm sorry. Jill DeGraff and Reed. And I laugh when I say Jill, because we were the best friends. But I think Jill might say, Vickie, go on and do it. I kind of think that way too, and I'll just let you get in trouble for me. So I think she would do that. I love her, but she's got that different personality. I don't think Vickie can trust her. I think she needs to quit. Now, what's she going to do next? Now, this is crazy, I know. But I thought, you know, if you can teach in Fairlawn, you can do anything. Anything in this world. You have been through everything. So why didn't she run for president? Why didn't she? Listen to this. She has 2 emails. That's been a problem.
Yeah.
She knows how to balance a budget. She knows the importance of watching the border. She knows if you ask her today, Vickie, how many whites, blacks, mixed, she doesn't know. We don't see that. We see kids as kids. We do not, as teachers, have that problem. So, you know, and guess what? In her family, she's got somebody that could fly Air Force One. She does. She's got a husband that loves to go on trips. He'd fit in great with the White House, wouldn't he? So I thought, this is perfect, until I thought of one thing that's going to kick her out of it. You know what? She's a Lutheran.
Oh.
Can you imagine a Lutheran in the White House? They couldn't handle the Catholics. So how would they handle a Lutheran of all things? That's it. So Vickie, you just work with the retired people.
Oh, yeah, I get right in.
And see if you, but I wish you could be in the White House. You'd get the school straight, wouldn't you?
I do. So, I'd at least get the education part straight.
So this Friday, I think she'll be walking out, singing or humming the tune to the song, I'm Happy. And I think she'll be met by Eric with a suitcase, and he'll say, Vickie, your bags are packed, let's go. So, Vickie, happy retirement. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. Can you tell why I love this song?